All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first video of our Nerf, Surf, and Turf event. I am so excited about this. I really am. We've got some really good players in this game, and I mean it, like some high-level expert players in this game. But nobody has played a game like this before. So I'm pretty confident, like never ever. The closest we can come to is that I've played a couple games where I limited myself to cavalry only, but I've never played in a game where there were teams that each player was limited in a specific way. And this has been sort of the brainchild of us as a group, something that sort of evolved out of a bunch of different people's recommendations throughout time and people's desire to play sort of a specialist game. So that's what this is, a specialist game. If you're somebody who's tuning into this video and not part of the huge buildup that's been going on in our community, let me just tell you what's going on here. Is there are 10 teams of 3. Each team of 3, we call it Nerf, Surf, and Turf because Nerf is the darts that you shoot through the air, right? It's a stretch, but I needed something that rhymed with surf and turf. We all know surf and turf means water and land. So I needed air to go with it. So I don't know. I thought about Smurf, but that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the point being that in these teams of 3, we're going to have one person that can build only air units. We'll have another person that can only build sea units, right? Navy units. And then the last person can only build land units. There's been a lot of talk about, well, what about the infantry that develop naturally? Yeah, that's fine. Everybody gets infantry. They develop naturally. Then other people were like, well, can we build buildings that can stimulate infantry growth, such as barracks? Absolutely. The only limitation, and if we play this again in the future, which we very well might, it's been a popular game so far, the only limitation is you cannot build units outside of your specialization. You cannot build units outside of your specialization. So for instance, if you're a land person, if you're a turf person, you can build airfields. In fact, you probably should build airfields at a certain point to help out your Nerf friend, right? Your air friend. So it's just going to be super exciting to see how these things come together, how these players dynamically work together or don't. You know, we do know that like being a good player doesn't mean that you're a good team player. So we'll see how that all works out. Very curious. I do want to point out some of the celebrities here, as it were. Some of the celebrities here. I want to point out General Power of Us is casting this game on his own channel as well. So I'm hoping to include some of his perspective in the eventual stack here. Put together, I like putting together Frankenstein stacks that sort of have the perspective of many different people. So the more people that cast this, the better, because I feel like we can put it together and make a really cool something or other. If you haven't seen the stack that we did most recently, the Frankenstein stack, I should say most recently, was the Alliance Arena. And the Alliance Arena was where we were practicing Alliance style play. I'm about to release a video talking about Alliance, the difference between Alliance and non-Alliance play, but I'll get to that later. So we got General Power of Us over here. We have Botrick, who, you know, I just mentioned the Alliances. Botrick is the captain over at the Alt Universe Alliance. I'm the captain at the Universe Supremacy 1914 Universe Alliance. And so we have 2 parallel alliances. No. Anyway, we got some people in this game, man. Harcold has been in so many games with me and dominated so many of them. He's a veteran. He's a true veteran who's been with us for a while now. I recognize a lot of people who I'm not throwing kudos to necessarily, but Bullet Hole, I played with a few times. Sweet Salt, I played with a few times. But I have to say, Mighty Benaiah is really... if anyone in this entire community could be said to be my partner, that's who is, because he's such a great organizer. He has so many great ideas, and also just he has the ability to cool down situations and come up with calm and logical solutions that I love. So Benaiah is frankly, is a partner as far as I'm concerned. And he is a YouTuber of high quality. So I hope he can cast a few of these as well. I told him, don't worry about being on a schedule of any kind, but if you cast something, I'd love to throw it into my playlist as one of those Frankenstein playlists. No doubt you will notice Papa Smitty is taking part in this game. Papa Smitty, we took a poll recently of who among the heroes of this game is your favorite. And out of 5, I think I came in 4th place. I can't remember, but Papa Smitty was the runaway king of that, and it's in large part because he's a highly skilled player, but it's also in part because he just doesn't give a fuck. He really just doesn't, and you got to respect that on some level. He just plays his game, and it's not that he's hostile or against you or whatnot, but he's going to do it, and if you don't like it, he's going to do it. So we love that about him. He's a pretty cool guy. Hertz up here, we have seen many times before. Kind of a roll call of people who have been really sort of playing this game a long time, veterans of this game, know what they're doing. Hemland, got to put in that category, played a lot of different games with him. He knows what he's doing, veteran player. Raya Force, if you have not seen our Alliance game that was sort of meant to be a gladiator arena, please go see it, because our team lost, but Raya Force almost won the game for us by himself, just with really brilliant play, execution of play with to me, very subtle things like holding troops back so that the enemy couldn't see them, things like using distance as defense. Very subtle, very complex, and high-level stuff, so big respect for Raya Force. And then same thing for Silver Star. Silver Star has shown himself, I haven't played a lot of games with him, but the games I've played with him, he's shown himself to be a strong strategic player. So there's just a lot of talent on this board. It's freaking ridiculous. Benjigan I've played with before as well, strong player. They wouldn't be here if they weren't strong players, to be frank. Honestly, we got talent across the board here. Now, there are some people that I haven't seen play before. So I'm not going to throw anybody into stark relief here. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but there's a couple players that I have not seen before, and I'm just keeping an eye. I want to see what happens. I want to see what goes down. We did have sort of an open enrollment, so we had people all the way from super high level veterans to people who we haven't seen before, and it is an opportunity for them to shine potentially. It's also an opportunity perhaps for some of our veterans to take them under their wing or to possibly crush them under their feet. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm loving this so much. This is going to be a great game. Thanks for checking in, guys. Honestly, I'm super stoked. You can see we still have one more day and 14 hours of peace. That means that people can still move things around. They can still troops around. They can still build buildings, but nobody can attack anybody else. In 14 hours, you can attack AI, right? So there's a peace period for AI right here, 14 hours, 31 minutes. So people might start beating up on AI. In a map like this that is so starved for resources, that may happen more than you might believe. We've come to learn as a community how to preserve and respect the AI and not beat them up. But in this kind of game where everybody is limited in resources, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a super, super exciting game. I'm very stoked to see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and release this game right away, this video right away, because it's not giving away any kind of strategy. I've deleted all the troops. You can see there's nobody here. But I just want people to know just how great this game is going to be. And I think anybody in this game knows, but also people watching from the wings, get ready, guys. This is going to be a storm of an incredible game. Now, having said that, you will not see me again for at least 5 days, maybe more. I'm putting a delay on this one. Once the delay comes, I'm going to start releasing them daily. I intend on casting every day. So in 5 or 6 days, and I really want to see how things look in 5 or 6 days. I want to see how. Tomorrow I'm gonna do another cast, and then when everything explodes the day after, I'm going to do another cast. And it's at that point I need to see how that's going to impact things. So anyway, just be aware. I'm conscious if there's something in a video that I release 5 or 6 days later that could still harm you, I'm going to really do my best not to release that video and to delay, because I want this to be pure play and as exciting as possible. So anyway, having said all that, this is going to be great. Super stoked to play this exciting new format. And I'm just kind of just waiting to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I love it. All right, guys. See y'all next time. Adios, amigos.